Hello, and welcome to Montauk Energy's Visitor Orientation Module. Montauk is a fully integrated renewable energy company specializing in the management, recovery, and conversion of biogas into renewable energy. Our well-field and operations technicians optimize landfill gas collection systems to eliminate sources of surface pollution and odors. This safety orientation will familiarize you with our safety program and potential hazards you may come across during your visit. This safety orientation will detail the following health and safety policies and expectations: general site expectations, prohibited activities, emergency response, personal protective equipment, limited access areas, incident response, chemical safety and spill prevention, confined spaces, slips, trips, and falls, hot work, lockout, tagout, electrical safety, and vehicles and mobile equipment. While on site, always remember that landfill gas is highly flammable. As such, smoking, including the use of e-cigarettes, is prohibited. Montauk defines visitors as any non-contracted, non-Montauk employees entering a Montauk facility. All visitors must sign in and out at the main office before and after every visit. All visitors must be accompanied by a site representative at all times and follow the direction of their designated guides. Appropriate attire and PPE may be required depending on the visit scope. Video and image recording while on the facility is not permitted without permission. The following items are prohibited while on site: alcoholic beverages, illegal or illicit drugs, firearms and ammunition, explosives, fireworks, blasting caps, and knives that aren't necessary for work purposes. Sign-in procedures are utilized to account for any visitors in the event of an emergency. If a plant shutdown is initiated, your escort will know the safest and closest exit. Once you are outside, you will stay with your escort to ensure that you have been accounted for. If for some reason you lose your guy and the alarm sounds, leave the building or area using the marked escape route. Go to the assembly point indicated on the site map found in the main office. Notify the employees there of who you are and the company you work for. This will help ensure that we have accounted for all personnel in the building at the time of the evacuation. Take all alarms seriously, act calm, and restrain. Be wary of smoke in the event of a fire as well, because smoke is often a greater danger than heat. If necessary, utilize the fire extinguishers located along your exit route. Do not re-enter the facility unless you are instructed to do so by the facility or plant manager. Depending on where you will be visiting, personal protective equipment may be required while you are on site. The facility manager at your visiting location will make that determination based on the nature of your visit. When necessary, managers will provide guests with required PPE. Typical PPE requirements include hard hats, safety glasses, hearing protection, reflective vests, steel-toed shoes, or fire-resistant clothing. Limited access areas may be in place during the course of your visit, limiting access to motor control centers, chemical storage areas, spill containment areas, or other areas deemed a hazard to you. Hazardous locations are closed with doors, fences, signage, or other fixtures to prevent entry. Do not enter these areas unless escorted by a facility representative. This includes barricaded areas marked by yellow or red caution tape, heavy equipment areas, and excavation sites. Your safety while on site is of the utmost importance to us here at Montauk. However, incidents do occur, and it is vital that when they do, we establish root cause for any incident, even minor ones, so that future incidents may be prevented. All accidents, incidents, and near misses, no matter how slight, must be reported to the facility manager as soon as possible. In the event of a serious injury or emergency, however, call 911 immediately. Do not disrupt evidence unless absolutely necessary. This will facilitate a proper incident investigation for root cause analysis. Safety data sheets, or SDSs, are available for inspection by any visitor in the event of accidental exposure. The chemicals themselves, however, are not to be accessed, used, or otherwise manipulated. Please also be aware that spill prevention and containment kits are located in the appropriate locations throughout the facility. In the event of an emergency involving chemical releases, move upwind of the area and notify the facility managers as quickly as possible. Your escort, facility manager, or any facility representative will be familiar with the facility's emergency response procedures. Never access or use chemicals on site. Gas cylinders are present and frequently used throughout the site. These cylinders are under pressure and may contain hazardous materials. Do not touch, access, or otherwise manipulate gas cylinders found on site. As you proceed throughout our facilities, you may come across areas marked confined space. Confined spaces have limited or restricted means for entry and exit and should not be entered. These areas are not designed for continuous occupancy and require special permitting and training in order to access. This precaution must be followed for any open trenches and excavations as well. Examples of confined space signage and an open trench are pictured to the left. Slips, trips, and falls are among the most common accidents on a job site. All areas of our facilities comply with OSHA's fall protection regulations. All elevated walking or working areas with a lower level of 4 feet or greater will have the proper guardrails and toe boards in place. Visitors are not allowed to access areas where fall protection or personal fall arrest systems are required. Montauk considers hot work to be any activity which uses or produces heat, sparks, flames, or electrical arcs. Visitors should avoid areas where work is being performed. Your escort will inform you which areas are inaccessible due to planned hot work or current hot work activities. Lockout-tagout is the basic set of steps used to control hazardous energy during the servicing or maintenance of machines and equipment. Lockout-tagout prevents the unexpected startup of released or stored energy that could otherwise result in serious injury or death to our workers. Visitors shall not engage, utilize, or otherwise manipulate any machinery or equipment that has been locked or tagged out. Please familiarize yourself with typical lockout-tagout equipment pictured to the left. Only qualified employees and contractors may access or manipulate locks, tags, or equipment that has been locked out or tagged out. Exposed electrical equipment and work poses a serious hazard for individuals on site. Visitors must obey all signage instructions, so familiarize yourself with some of the common signage pictured here. Avoid any loose wires or cords, exposed wires, or shock hazards. Do not touch machinery or operating equipment. Lastly, under no circumstance is a visitor allowed to undertake any electrical work of any nature. While operating vehicles on the landfill and on Montauk property in general, seat belts are always required. Additionally, pedestrians will always have the right of way. Vehicle parking will be limited to designated parking locations, and no visitor vehicles are allowed in the work areas or on the well field. Obey all posted traffic and posted signage. No visitor at any time is allowed to operate any equipment, company vehicle, or industrial equipment while on site at our facilities. This concludes the Montauk Visitor Safety Training Orientation. If you have any questions, concerns, or observations, please contact your site representative. Please sign and date the Visitor Safety Acknowledgement Form after you exit this training. Thank you.